Hi, welcome to another episode of Help from a Sister. I'm your host, Veronica White, and today I have my cousin on here with me, Tremaine White, and we're going to have just a regular conversation on a lot of different topics. So, welcome, well, welcome, Tremaine. I was about
Hey,
to say your nickname.
thank you. Appreciate it. How you doing?
Thank you for coming on the podcast. I'm good.
No problem. Appreciate you inviting me, so we can shed light on a lot of topics. Well,
Sounds
what
good.
would be
How's
like?
the family?
Oh, everybody is great. Oh my God, everybody is great. Um, got one of the kids going out to college this year. Got another one coming next year for college. So got a lot of college lineups going on out here.
Awesome. That is great. And somebody played football. Tremere, is he?
Yeah. Well, actually, um, the second all the way down to the fifth child, everybody play football and basketball. For the season, when the season changed, they go play. Everybody go play for the basketball team, and then when the football season hit, everybody go get a part of the football team. Trying to build some All Americans. Something different, something new. Try to keep them enticed some kind of way. Keep them out the streets.
That is true. Awesome.
You can hear me. You can hear me
Well, I do
well.
want to mention, yeah, I can hear you just fine.
All right.
Yesterday was National Single Parents Day. So
Okay.
I wanted to commend you because you're a dad of 8. And from
Yes.
day one, you've been present and involved in every aspect of your kid's life. Like,
Yes.
that's so amazing. Not only your kids, other kids as well. You go, anybody you around, you like, yeah, these my kids too. So get in line. If I tell them something, I need you to do it too. Like, you kind of put everybody
The
in
same
order.
way. Right. Right. We roll together. And I would like to add on with that. I'm upset that I missed your yesterday's broadcast, but I'm glad we're talking about it now. So maybe some input that would probably be shared today. But actually, is not bad. It's great. It's not good or bad. It's great because it give you. Well, me myself, I can specify that having 8 kids and being with them every day of their life is more better than me than being anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? And donating my time to something that don't really got no cause for me in the end. I can give my time to anybody and everybody, but I'd rather give it to my kids who I feel they deserve the right to understand life by their father's eyes, instead of being told from different people. It's not no problem with different people, encourage them and enlighten them, but me myself, you want them to know the truth. I think the truth gonna come from who made them instead of what they got to learn and find out on their own. But
Correct.
it's
Yeah,
a
that is true.
challenge. It's definitely a challenge having 8, because it's like every day you don't get a break. Every day you got to be father, parent, friend, listener. You got to be the audience for their jokes, and you got to be super fans when they do things. So like it's definitely a challenge, but I got to thank God because it gave me something to do with my own life, though. It changed a lot of my thinking. My regular day activities had to change, because of the fact that I had these kids. Um, the choices I was making, that they had to change drastically. Um, a lot of things I would have done for myself, I had to let go of just so I get them a chance. And these days, 2024, I would say you need more fathers to just take the time instead of buying the kids. I take the time with my kids. You know what I mean? And I take the time with them so they can know I'm always going to be there for them because years from now, whenever God forbid I ever got to leave this world, I don't want my kids feeling like they ain't got enough love or they haven't been loved. You know what I'm saying? They've been left out or any slight feeling that'll make a man change his course of living. You know what I mean? Because them be the main justification for young black men turning 16, 17 and picking up guns and drugs and hanging out where they don't supposed to be at because they didn't have the love where they deserved and where they wanted it from. So I try to, with my understanding coming up in my days, I try to put a better understanding on them. So the thing that I felt would have made me feel different or made me walk a different path, I try to get that to them much as I can. And 20, 30 years ago, like money wasn't hard to come across. You know what I mean? So money wasn't the issue back in them days. But these days, these other day kids, you got money is a major issue, for them. And the things that don't have, they don't have. They tend to go out and do reckless behaviors and dangerous activities to receive something that is not that worth it. They don't find out until it's too late, or they put in jail somewhere being kids and not knowing, having no knowledge of, what I'm saying, the situation they're putting themselves in. So I try to break that chain with my kids, and to try to let them know that life get better. So
It
I
does.
hope that was able to
That is
answer the
true.
question correctly.
Yeah,
But
that's amazing.
yes,
No, you're just
but you
shedding
got
light on the fact that you are a present father. So, no, that's
yeah,
awesome. I
yes,
commend you for
and
it.
and even and let me add this too, Veronica. Even when you got days that everybody justify the reason why they left, or you can't knock no man judgment. You can't judge no man on how they move. You know what I mean? But when you notice how you came up and how quick we got caught up in a mix with things that we didn't supposed to be involved with, thinking it was for us. Like it was a situation I explained to one of my children and when I explained them, Veronica, I sit them all down together. I don't talk to them one by one unless it's something personal or something that they want to express to me. You know what I'm saying? So when it's a conversation, hey, we all come on, family meeting, come on down, we're gonna talk, because I feel like it made me a better man, and it made me better. I made me better at taking responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Handling my own responsibilities when you get a chance to sit in front of everybody and you got to stand up and say, hey, okay, I did this. We all ain't finna be punished. I did this. You know what I mean? So it takes a lot. It takes a lot. But I let the kids know, though, man, there's nothing wrong with being unknowledgeable what's going on. If you need help, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. That don't make you less of a man, more of a man, a punk, or this or that. It just makes a person understand that they can help you and they can reach out and help you where you need help at. You know what I'm saying? Because the world is bad on that. You know, um, I
Okay,
would
so
like
let
to
me
say,
interrupt you here because hold on one second. Let me interrupt you because you hit a valid point. When you need help, how do you know which person to go to for help? Because you can go to help,
right,
you can go and ask the wrong person for help. And now you're in a worse
right,
situation versus
then you was
going to a
already in. Yeah,
person that
yes,
is
correct,
going to,
correct,
yes.
correct. That's very correct.
So
And
how do you know?
with okay, the best way I can put it, I'm like the life I lived, you know what I mean? It was very interesting, you know what I mean? But I didn't go by being told what to do or following nobody with what to do. I came up with my own understanding that I'm gonna go by any kind of sign God gives me, or I was a very firm believer in God as a kid, very firm, still is now to this day. I'm not more involved like I was, but I'm actually a very firm believer in things that I was taught through the Bible and through the words of the Bible. So I carry them with me every day of my life, and I try to, like, anything that shines a light on a story we read about, you're gonna investigate it more. You know what I mean? You're not just gonna hear something and I heard this before. You're gonna leave it at that. No, I gotta go see what did that really mean. So my comprehension level to a lot of things in life was kind of different than a lot of my brothers and friends around me and people I knew. But I never gloated it to him because I used to think I was retarded back in my days. Like, why is my mind thinking like this and seeing things that other people can't see? I can hear a passage and get a whole understanding from this one passage, and everybody else still trying to catch the passage. It's different. It's different. It's different talents that your brain work out. Comprehension level is a major thing these days with that. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, my kid, my oldest son Trayvon, my second oldest son Trayvon, I noticed a change in his actions. Like, very outgoing, courageous. I mean, one of them, you know. After a while, I started seeing that his mind not aiming high no more, it's aiming more level. So I'm wondering to myself, what made him take a step back from shooting for the stars to just feeling regular? You know what I mean? Was it something I was doing to him? Or was it something, and every day I'm so much of a strong, straightforward father that I always preach to myself, nothing gonna bring you down. You a man, stand up, be tall. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, I noticed that, and don't get me wrong with 8 kids, like I say, I don't talk to them personally until I notice it's something that's actually interrupting their lifestyle or something that's actually bothering them. If it's your kids, you're gonna notice. You ain't gotta break down and tell me, son. You know what I mean? Because the first thing with having 7 boys and 1 daughter, you tend to have this rough house. And a rough house means nobody's no punk. You know what I mean? So nobody's gonna, hey dad, I need help, or no, they felt, man, I'm good, everything all right, and don't got a clue what's going on. Until something bad happening, I gotta sit back and tell, see, you can't think for me, son. You can only be a child. Let me be a father, because that's the only gratitude I get. When you come across a situation, I get a chance to handle it. That's my happiness. You know what I mean? Hey, I got a chance to happy to go. I can go to the barbershop. Hey, I had to help my son with this. That's what guys like myself want to live to see. I want to gain I want to gain my fatherhood respect through them, as in he was always there. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I had problems, he never got in our business until he had to. Woo. But I had asked him one day on a personal side, like, son, it's okay to ask for help, especially when you really don't know. And in life, you can get into a standstill like that. And I asked him, do you know how to play chess, son? He no. I'm like, yeah, that's something I'm gonna help you learn, because in chess is something called a stalemate. And when you get in a stalemate, you'll never notice. Because in a stalemate means you can't go back or forward or to the side. You got to stand right there and don't move, like a freeze frame. And when you do that, son, years ago back, you were blinking and you're 32.
That's true.
Life going
That's
fast,
true.
so when you ask for help, I know how to help you now. I know how to provide myself to, hold on, my son got an issue. That's the issue at the table now. It gets taken care of, so I can help you get further. Because now, not only would it keep you in a standstill for years, but also you can trap yourself in your mind. You can victimize yourself. You know what I mean? You weren't able to handle this situation for so long, you think it's more of a burn than it is a situation. There's a difference between situation, problems, and burdens. They're not the same. And a lot of people get them mixed up. I always tell them, call the situation what it is and not what you want it to be. Because if I want to be something that I don't know, I'm never going to handle that. But I'm going to call it
Hold
out
on,
for where the
wait a minute.
problem is
We got to
lies.
go back. No, you cannot just graze over that. I need you to break that
Okay.
down again.
Call it. Okay.
Situation, circumstance, break that down. You went too fast. I'm gonna need you to slow that one down. Let's elaborate.
Circumstances, situations, and burdens. A lot of people get them mixed up. There are 3 different definitions. They can mean similar things, but there are 3 different definitions. And
Okay, wait,
sometimes
we gotta go
we
back. The circumstances. Give me a
huh?
circumstance. Give me an example of a circumstance, because we're gonna break it down. I want people to
Okay.
be
Okay,
clear
that's correct. We
so they
got to.
can
We
know.
got to. We got to. We must do that. That'd be great. Okay. Circumstances are things you come across every day, and choices you get to put your 2 cents in. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do, if you don't, if you want to be involved, if you don't. Different circumstances can hit your plate. You know what I'm saying? Now, situations is things you get pulled into that ain't have nothing to do with you at all, period. Okay. I would say my other son, to give you a prime example, my other son, just yesterday, I received a call from the school. I close net with the school. I don't get it. I'm like my mom's. They're like, man, they best friends with these teachers out the blue. They talk about hair and nails, and we best friends now. But my son Trey Meal, great student, straight A student, smart, sportsman, everything. I noticed lately he been what I call dumbing down, just to be looked at as popularity or a person of, we like him. He dumbs himself down. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna tell you what that means. Well, but I got a call yesterday, and a whole domino effect of things happened over something small. He told a young girl to sit down. Another young girl told him to shut up. He called her out her name. Now the whole web going on, and ain't nobody paying attention to the teacher. So right there
Mm,
alone, just gave me three different factors. You didn't put yourself in somebody else's situation.
okay.
The circumstances changed. Now that girl want to fight you for her friend, and now it's a burden on you because you got two girls who want to fight, don't want to stop. Now you got to be in the office for something you can't even say I'm sorry for you never had nothing to do with it from the jump. You see what I'm saying?
Hold
But we'll
on.
blame the
Can
girl. But we,
hold on,
you,
Musa.
you
Hold
see,
on 1 second. I have to congratulate you on that because you just broke it down, circumstances, situation, and burden, all in that one example. Like you cannot
yeah,
just
yeah.
graze over that. I need to acknowledge. I asked you to break it down. You
It,
gave
it,
a
it's
great
something. And I promise you, Squeaky, this ain't even book knowledge. This is just knowledge of life. Living life, being a kid before, growing to a teenager, growing into a young adult, having my own children, growing to a father. You know what I'm saying? My daughter now has a baby. Now I'm a grandfather. You know what I mean? So it's like it happened so fast in the blink of an eye. You know what I mean? And I got caught in a stalemate. And within 15 to 20 year time, it didn't even take jail to do that. You know what I mean? It just took me like being confused about my situation, my circumstance, and what my burdens was. I had them mixed up. So if I had them mixed up, I had no way to go with myself. I didn't know if I was going straight or backwards. When I come out the door, I didn't know if I was going to the left or to the right or straight to the car. You know what I mean? So it was a big factor to me because if I'm not able to catch that fact, what can I teach them? I can't tell them right and wrong. We can't say we know right and wrong if we can't individually separate these situations in our mind. Like, because if I'm teaching my kids wrong, that's the blind leading the blind. They looking for me as a great leader, the knowledge book. You know what I mean? He rough, but he got knowledge. But if I'm giving the wrong knowledge, I'm sending my kids to a death trap. I'm not helping them in no way. You know what I mean? Now, if I'm looking to better myself just so I can give them the proper knowledge they need to help themselves, then hey, I'm doing a great job. But I had to sit back and observe. I had to sit back and like actually visually understand what position they coming from, being their age. You know what I mean? Then I had to understand that I wouldn't blame the pandemics and all that. That didn't have nothing to do with no characteristics of nobody lifestyle. You know what I mean? Self-preservation is everything, and a man must have that. That taking self-accountability. You know what I mean? I can't do things because of a group. These things in life that I teach them so it can help me and help me get better. You know what I mean? Because as we grew up, we was a group, the white family. It was a corporation. It wasn't no that person, that person, that person. Nobody had their own standout yet. So with them, it's like I can learn from the way they're carrying themselves, but I don't want to be boastful because if your kid hide himself from you, you'll never know what he like. Now my kid can go out in the world and go kill half the world and come back home and eat dinner and play dominoes like he ain't did nothing. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I say it's a challenge. It's a challenge. You know what I mean? And having eight is no different than having one or two. It does depend on how much you put into it. That's all. Like I say at the beginning of the podcast, we could have bought, what I'm saying? Like we could have bought the kids, but what kind of respect would we had in the end? When I tell him no, he would not stop. You know what I'm saying? Because they would have their own justification of why they're doing what they're doing. I never gave them real, true life, what I'm saying, standards. I call it a stop button, that same button.
application.
If we don't install this week, they would never know. So I'm sending my babies into this world to get themselves killed one day, knowing I'm preparing them for that. You see, I'm not teaching them how to dodge the bullets. I'm teaching them how to walk straight in front of the bullet. That's wrong. And a lot of families do it without knowledge and don't want to go ask for help. One thing can start a whole domino effect of things that we'll never know. It's going to hurt everybody around us. And we don't know it. Only for the moment we think we're okay. When you're not, you're never okay. Anytime you got to sit back and think about any situation, you're not okay. You know what I mean? We all need help in some kind of shape, fashion, or form. There's nobody built under God's eyes 100% perfect in every way. You can be beautiful. You can be smart. You can be intelligent. You can be the best dressed. You can be the beautiful legs and the best walk, the best teeth. What does that change? Not a thing if your soul ain't cleansed, baby. If you're a bad person, you're gonna be a beautiful bad motherfucker. But self-preservation is one thing that I gradually teach. Um, responsibility, of course. And just standing firm and accountable for what you do as a man. I can only teach my daughter so much. You know what I'm saying? As a woman, you know what I'm saying. But I can't say and specify if she's being taught enough or not until I see the action she's showing, and then I can say, "Whoa, hold on, something wrong here." You know what I'm saying? But if she ain't showing that sign, I gotta let her mind continue to grow. You know what I'm saying? I can't stop it because one thing I believe in is we used to get popped in the mouth, physically hit in the mouth for speaking out of turn, out of place, or speaking too much as being kids around adults. But these days, the children carries the adult conversation. You know what I mean? And these days, it's legal for the kid to say,
Yes.
"Mama, quit lying." You hear me? Or "Daddy, you ain't got no job." That's a common word in household
Yeah.
these days. There's no dysfunctional put behind it. It's okay because people laughed at it as kids was babies as they grew up, and they laughed at
Yes.
the
Structure and
disrespectful
discipline.
words. Yes, and the kid grew up seeing you smile at them when they say and do certain things. You give me a smile. So what am I to do but keep doing things that made you smile? I'm seeking love and affection from you, but all I'm getting is I'm being your clown. And by me being your clown, you taught me this is okay to do. So when I go in the world and do what you without making you smile, at the next person ain't gonna smile. So that's the blind leading the blind. So like
Because that's discipline. That's
2020
the lack
total,
of discipline. That's out in the
yeah,
house.
a great big lack of it. Moral values. All that come about. Everything come about. Manners. You know what I mean? I didn't take them to obedience school, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that after a while, like I say, when you teach a group, it's more better to teach a group than it is just teaching one or two kids because the group is listening and you get the. It's always going to be a clown in that group. Somebody always got to get the example. So everybody's supposed to learn off the mistake instead of everybody making the same mistake. You know. So uh,
That's true. But DJ, you said you didn't take them to school.
also,
You didn't take them to
also, I
school
want to
all at
lose. I
once.
want to lose you.
But
There was something we said earlier about
go ahead.
the taking the village situation, right? And it was briefly we spoke about it, but we changed it up. But you got to know where, and the only way you're gonna know how to actually help, because everybody don't give real help to you. Everybody will give you what they got to offer you. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna be the help that you need and that you desire. The only help that you need and desire is gonna come from God, and you got to know when to ask Him for it. You can't go out there every day be mad. You ain't got to say, "Oh God, I need this. Oh, I need this. I need this." No, be honorable to yourself. Be patient. Maybe your time haven't came yet because another, like I said, so many different situations. Another son, another situation, And I love these situations because it grew me as a person. You knew me as a child, and I wasn't speaking like this and on these kind of terms in them days. I was, hey, forget this, forget that, f you, f you, f. I was one of them types. So for me to be able to now actually get everything together like I got
Sit
it
back
is the
and
one that I
pause.
thank God for that. I thank God a lot of and all my family have raised me, the things I learned and taught through my family, through my friend, everything through life period itself. It helped me out, the good and the bad. The bads helped me even more than the goods did. That was something to be learned through every situation in life, and you got to notice that. You know, for you to be able to correct the next person, you got to have to been corrected before. I can only like this another statement I tell my kids. I can only stop you from becoming who I were to help you become who you can really be. I can't tell you how to be great. I wasn't a great person. I wasn't a good person. So I'd be lying if I told you all this good. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't know how, baby. I can only guide you from doing the things I did. I can stop that. Because if I consider myself a bad person in them days, I can only stop you from becoming that. Because I know every part of being bad, no parts of being good. But I can help you be just as good as you want to be. We all got a part to play.
That's
But
true.
the fact of the matter with that It's just,
Well, what we're with it is you are interested in starting your own podcast.
oh yes, 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 yes. Um, yeah, I'm thinking about starting my own podcast, bringing it off the ground because there's a lot of facts in life that people don't get a chance to hear. And the different platforms that give you different things to listen to, but it's not what we actually tend to need to know about. There's no shade to nobody podcast, but there's something new, all around the board. There is no exempts to conversation. Everybody's opinion is always needed. You never know what we find out, till we all come together. But I would definitely like y'all tune in, tune in. It's coming soon. So tune in. We're gonna cover the topics of the street, families, children, relationships, Of course I've been in my relationship with my lady 25 years, 8 kids. So there's a lot to talk about that, being a black father, being a black mother, single parenting, there's a lot of different things. And I would like to congratulate you on your podcasting because you came a long way, sweetheart. You came a long
Thank
way. And to be able to help the community out, that's a great thing, and to be able to be put in that position by God to be able to give help, that's
you.
a
Yeah,
blessing. By anybody that's willing to listen. So I would not take it lightly because you're changing hearts day by day with just a smile. You only got to say that to give them a smile and change somebody's heart because somebody paying attention to you. You know what I mean? So definitely keep that up. Definitely keep that up. And I commend your show, sweetheart. And I definitely thank
well,
you for letting me on
awesome.
here today to share my little light and give my little 50 cent worth of comments, but definitely I
Sounds good.
appreciate
You're
you.
gonna be back. We're gonna have you on a couple of more times to help prepare
Definitely, I would
you
love to.
for
Love
your
to.
own
Yeah.
platform.
Yes.
And
Yes.
any
And I would definitely
help
love
that
for
I
y'all to
can
be a
give,
guest.
yes, that I want to be a guest too. So yes,
Definitely.
any assistance that I can give, I'm more than happy to share the information to help you get started. This is gonna be
Yes,
awesome.
yes. And also for this being my camera shy debut, I think I kind of did well today. So no,
You
and I say
did.
I look forward to it because there's a lot of men like myself out here that never had, always had ears to talk to, but never had a platform to share to the world. That's a big difference. When you got ears to talk to, you're the best mentor speaking in the world, but until you step up and talk to the world and try to change the world, it's the difference. Take a lot of heart. Take a lot of heart to do that. And then you got to
That's
know life can only let you down when you let it. Life is great. I hope everybody have a wonderful season. If it ain't going great, I hope everybody life get to going better. We already down. Can't
well,
be no down. We is.
we are the ones in control of our lives. We are the CEO. We get to
Yes.
determine
Yes.
before our day gets started how it's going to be. However, I say my day is going to be, that's how it's going to be. The universe
Yes.
is going to make
Yes.
that happen for me.
We
So
draw our
my
own
goal is
steps in
everyone
sand.
have a great day.
Correct. Correct. We draw our own. And the one more thing, folks. That's nothing I tell my kids as well. It's a lot of things I put in my kids' head. So when they do things, I have no reason to hit on them. You know what I'm saying? In life, I have no reason to hit none of my kids. It's not no reason for that. Kids only just want to learn what's right and what's wrong. If I'm not teaching right and wrong on a
That's
correct basis, I can't discipline them if I'm not directing it to them the correct way. So I let them know you get to choose your own steps in life. You get to choose if you go bad or good every day. That's why God give you another day to do over or do better or greater than what you ever thought you can do in your life. He give you every day to do that, so you thank him. And not only that, you know, you get to choose where you go, who you hang with, and what you do. So if you know it's not for you, you shouldn't be there. There's no way you just get in trouble. There's no way trouble can find you because you calculate your steps. You you captain your ship. When I go out the door, I went to where I went to. I came back. Not we, not me, not she. I. So and also I noticed, and it's a
Now,
great big thing to
that's
the
a
world.
little different from our upbringing. Because our
Yes,
upbringing is
totally,
if y'all
totally,
live
totally.
together,
So I had
y'all
to,
better be
and
nice
that's
to
why I
each
said
other.
like I had to be open minded because our upbringing, a kid was taught to stay in their place. And if I tell you to go, you go. I don't care if it's hills, these things, go where I told you to go. I'm not going to define to you why I told. And that was actual physical understanding behind not doing. You know what I mean? So then it was frequent. And one day you got hit Monday and we hit you again the next week. No, you got hit every day. And same day if it came down to it. So We were definitely taught. We definitely taught. So with my kids and how much I nurtured my kids, I felt like I would be bogus or I would be wrong of a person to whoop them and they didn't come up the same exact way. You know, like I told them, I think I I think I think I baby child too much when I wanted to, and I felt my whole life. A lot of us get this mistake, Sweet. You probably don't agree, or you probably do. I want to just put this out there. A lot of people must messed up with these up to date kids when we start trying to get them what we didn't have. That was the difference. We started messing up because that poisoned their mind. Now they feel they deserve everything. You see what I'm saying? So when we didn't get the things we wanted, look how great we turned out. We know how to make choices on what's needed for this and what's not needed. Well, we was parents that didn't know what to spend money on. And we just, hey, we just like the kids. We all in the mall every week. Every money come in, we in the mall. The freshest people on the block ain't paid a bill. Freshest people on the block ain't got a car. Fresh people on the car on the block. You see what I'm saying? So it's like there are different levels to things, and like I tell you, being a man, you got to stay on top of all of this. You know, a lot of things you got to wipe off your shoulder that you're normally respond to, or things that you'll say no and negative react to. I
That's right.
can't react like that no more because I got to think of where y'all position is at. Like I say, I don't want my kids to stray off against me, you know, and learn from somebody that got a grudge or got a reason to hurt them, or they just don't know it because they're unknowledgeable of what's going on around them. So no, it's a lot of it's a lot of different content we're going to be on, you know. So that's what my page going to be about. You know, we're going to be every topic, you know, everything. You know, we just exposing the truth about everything, you know, and letting people know what they need to know about life and parenting and living their everyday course. We trying to exist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to not exist. I want to exist amongst everybody else. You know, everybody is a star in my eyes. But if I shine brighter, I don't know why, but I want that light shine on everybody around me. You know, I don't. Ain't nothing for me to give. It's something I know I can help
Awesome.
the world with. I'm gonna give it to them. Definitely,
Okay, sounds
definitely.
good. Well, that is a nice segue to end our first recording together. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. I
Love you, baby.
appreciate it. This
Call me
was
back.
another
I'm like,
episode of From a Sister. I'm your host, Veronica White.